chapter 5 of the Mark and Gary text, Music Education in North America, they discuss the New England roots of music education, and in one particular section they discuss Yankee composers. Now, the only composer that comes to my mind off the top of my head most of the time is going to be William Billings. I sang his music in that 5 Centuries of Song book, Schirmer edition, probably late 60s, early 70s. Anyway, there was the Chester, Let Tyrants Shake Their Iron Rod. And then When Jesus Wept, that's a classic that we've all sung probably in school. However, what about William Billings? Mark and Gary do give us a little bit of background on him, but what about Mr. Billings? Now, he was friends, as you may or may not know, with Paul Revere and with Samuel Adams of the beverage fame, who was at the time governor of Massachusetts. So he was a patriot. This was in that revolutionary time. When he came into his own, it was in the late 1760s, early 1780s, and everyone was buzzing with patriotism, and they wanted the British out. They wanted their own country. So there was this fervor, and everybody wanted to join the militia. However, poor Mr. Billings was not so much something that the militia wanted. He was blind in one eye, and one leg was markedly shorter than the other. Thereby, nobody would have him as far as fighting in a war. However, he did have the talent for composing. And in the Singing Master's Assistant, which was published in 1778, a little bit after the Declaration of Independence, he had the tune Chester published. And we know that Chester is a classic because I'm sure most of us have sung it. And if you listen to the lyric, let tyrants shake their iron rod and slavery clank her galling chains, you'll notice that there is a strong connection between the church, patriotism, and the church. New England, founded by Puritans, had that strong sense of religious freedom, and so that inspired people to write things that are patriotic around a religious theme. So we have this song that is patriotic, and here I'm using I will play the recorder, and using Audacity I will kick it up an octave so it sounds like a fife, and I'm going to use a cadence I found on YouTube played by second pad drummer, or second pad drummer. And you may or may not know, in the Northeast, fife and drum corps are very, very popular. So take a listen to my rendition of Chester. So we've got this song, and the lyric is really good about throwing off the yoke of bad people, and we want freedom, and it's patriotic. And yet, our national anthem is not this. And during the Revolution, this was the unofficial, Chester was the unofficial national anthem for the colonies. Because, you know, it's just a happy-go-lucky kind of go win-win for the Gipper. And yet, our national anthem is based on Francis Scott Key's poetry. So, how did we get this tune? And it's the tune that we all know and love to hate because it has this huge range. bum ba bum 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 yum ba bum bum ba bum ba dee dee. And no child can sing it, most adults can't sing it, but it's ours. I was doing some sleuthing and found out that the tune is actually a beer drinking song from England. And the lyric to Anacreon in Heaven. Now, Anacreon was a Greek poet around the time of Aristotle and Plato and Socrates and all that. So the gentleman, Tomlinson, I believe, wrote the words, and he wrote this poem to this poet, Anacreon. And here are the words. To Anacreon in heaven where he sat in full glee, a few sons of harmony sent a petition that he, their inspirer and patron, would be when this answer arrived from the jolly old Grecian. Voice, fiddle, and lute no longer be mute, and I'll lend you my name and inspire you to boot. And besides, I'll instruct you, like me, to entwine the myrtle of Venus and Bacchus's vine. So we've got this really rabble-rousing to Anacreon in heaven where he sat in full glee. And I'm going to move you to a recording of a glee club. I'm not sure from where the glee club is, but they sing the song fairly well. So why, I ask you, do we have something made in America by Americans, not in China, not in Britain, but in America, by an American, by a patriot, and yet it's not our national anthem? I don't know. It's weird. Go figure. So there you have it. My presentation on why the national anthem is not Chester. Now, if you've got a good answer for me, let me know. And it should be.